Good morning, everyone. This is CS Divesh Goyal, practicing company secretary. I welcome all of you on our workshop on the discussion on the guidelines of the approval of the name. First of all, I would like to thanks to all of you for your presence in today's workshop, and I would request to all of you, please subscribe our YouTube channel and join our WhatsApp group, so you will get the information of all the workshop which we are having on the regular basis. So you can get the notification of all the workshop from the YouTube as well as the Drupal WhatsApp group. So we have already done 3 workshops. First workshop on the incorporation of the company. Second, we have done the post-incorporation compliances. Then we have done one very successful workshop on the section 185 and section 186. And it was appreciated by a lot of persons. So today on the suggestions, or we can say on the request of the professional, today we are having this workshop on the topic name approval guidelines. See, as we all are aware, in India every day more than 1,000 companies are getting incorporated. To incorporate those 1,000 companies, everyone have to follow the process. Everyone have to go through the process of the approval of name and the name approval guidelines. So it is very important for that we should be completely aware about the name approval guidelines. And it is not only about the name approval guidelines. Sometimes even we know the name approval guidelines, still we get the rejection, still we get the resubmission. And many times what happened, we received some resubmission, we received some rejection, but we are not able to understand why we have received this rejection, why we have received this resubmission. So the motto of today's workshop, to make everyone understand if any rejection came, what can be the course of action against this rejection or resubmission. Like many times it's happened that a name has been resubmission or rejection, but the reason is that time we are not aware about the complete guidelines. So that's why we are not able to make the government and make the department understand why we want this name, why we should get this name. So at that time what happened, I just suggest you the way today's in this webinar, that many times what happened, our name is not, we can say our name is available. We can get that name, but due to some resubmission, we are not aware how to cope up with resubmission. So many times what happened, if we clarify everything, if we prepare a proper representation letter, proper clarification letter with the guidelines, with the name, so department approves the name, even it is in the resubmission, even it is rejected, then again on the filing they approve it. So we should understand those techniques, we should unlearn those techniques. Even many times what happened, many times our name also become in the resubmission, become rejected, but then we prepare a proper representation letter using the law, using the sections, and we mention all the provisions and why we should get this name, why this name is should not be rejected. So we mention everything. I must say 90% department accept that clarification letter and they give us the approval of the name. So the main thing, we are the professional, we are working for the client. So we should be aware about the law. We should be aware how to prepare a clarification letter. We should know how to represent before that. So I just request to all of you, whoever is there in today's webinar, today's workshop. See, webinar workshop is for the half an hour, 1 hour, but we are receiving these objections, these resubmission on the regular basis in our daily life. So I will suggest one thing to all of you, even after this webinar, I'm just giving this opportunity to all of you, even after this webinar, you receive any resubmission, rejection, and you are not understanding how you should proceed, how you prepare the clarification letter, how you should represent in this matter, you just drop me the WhatsApp message. I will definitely try to help all of you, because the purpose of this workshop and purpose of this thing to help all the professional, because we want that professional fraternity, the CS fraternity should grow. So that's why we are trying to help everyone by any manner, by sharing of knowledge, by helping them to resolution of the query, by helping them to represent before the ministries and all. So let's start our today's webinar. Let's start our today's webinar. The topic that is for the name approval guidelines. See what happened. Now we start to discussion of the topic. Before starting, just one more thing. I would request to all the participants, please click on the subscribe button so that you will get the regular notification whenever we can say whenever we will online, whenever we will upload any videos. So see, name approval guidelines. Name approval guidelines में क्या होता है? Many times we receive the some basic objection. I'm just telling you the type of objection. trademark objection. If the prefix you are using is already a trademark of any other person, so you cannot use this name. This name is similar to other type of company. The name you want is having the government patronage, so you cannot have this name. The name you are applying for is using the word which is not allowed by the ministry. So these type of many objections, this type of, we can say, many resubmission we are receiving on the regular basis. So our motto to how to cope up with this submission, how to cope up with this type of we can say objections. One more thing I would request to everyone, please share your queries, your questions on the chat box of the YouTube channel or the chat box of the Zoom meeting, so that I can help all of you in this today in this webinar to understand the points and understand to resolve your queries. And again, I'm saying any queries you are having, please WhatsApp me on my WhatsApp number 8130757966. Any query, I will definitely try to help you to how to represent for this name, how to prepare a clarification letter to get this name. So I will help you in that matter. So let me start my presentation today. Name approval guidelines. This is the main thing. Everyone should be aware about these guidelines. It is given under Rule 8 of the Companies Incorporation Rule. Again, I'm saying many times I said that this presentation will be available on my blog, but these are not available. Sorry for that. I was busy somewhere, but today I will upload all the presentation you will get on my blog, even including this article. So whenever you are going for application of the name, I will suggest you to go through the Rule 8 of the Companies Incorporation Rule 2014. If you will go through this rule, you will get many type of example that which type of name you should apply, which type of name are available, which type of name are not available. So you should go through these guidelines. I have prepared these guidelines in the form of precaution, that what should be our first precaution by applying for the name, what should be our second precaution by applying for the name. So let me discuss the precaution number 1. First thing, our name of the public or private company, whatever, should be end with the word limited or the private limited. As we are aware, for every private limited, the name should be end with the private limited, and every public limited name should be end with the limited word. Section 8 company and government company is not required to mention this private limited or limited. But if you are applying for the Section 8 company, many times what happens, people want some specific word at the end of the Section 8 company name. But you have to go through these guidelines, because according to these guidelines, according to Rule 8, Ministry have provided some words. Okay, Section 8 name should be ended with this, like foundation, like association, like education. So these are the words, it should be end like this. Because I know one case, someone asking for the name of the section company ended with the word club, but they don't allow the same. Practically, CRC allowed the name which is ended with these specific words, which is ended with these specific terms, which is mentioned under Rule 8. Again, I will say, as in India, every day 1,000 companies are getting incorporated. So out of 1,000, I must say 100% are facing the issue in the approval of the name. So please be in touch with us. We can help you in the preparation of the clarification letter, preparation of the representation letter. That will help you in a professional manner a lot. Second precaution, the name should not be identical with the another existing name. Many times we receive this objection, the name you have applied is identical with the existing company, identical with the existing name. Identical like. Identical ka practically what is meaning by that? Similar or like in every way. Being the very same, self-same, this is the identical rule we studied in the last year. Like synonyms. If we use a synonym, this is also the, we can say identical. So name should not be identical. Means जो हम name apply कर रहे हैं वो दूसरे name से same नहीं होना चाहिए. For an example, आपने apply किया Divesh Goyal Manufacturing Private Limited. Someone want Divesh Goyal Services Private Limited. Then they will say this is identical, because Divesh Goyal there is too much common in both the name. So name should not be like this. Third precaution: the name should consider undesirable if it attracts the provision of Section 3. It includes the name of the registered trademark or trademark which is subject to application of registration. This is very important point. Many times what happens, you want a name, you use a prefix in the name, but name came for resubmission because the word, the prefix you are using is the registered trademark of someone else. For an example, I'm just taking a one repeated example, Reliance. If you go for apply for any name with using the word Reliance, your name will be in this submission, and your submission remark will be like this. The prefix Reliance which you want to use is already a registered trademark of other entity. So you are not allowed to use this word, or otherwise, if you want to use this word, take an NOC from the registered owner. Name should not use the word which are offensive to another, offensive to any person, like it should not use any group name, reason, gender, identity. It should not be like this. So these are some precaution, like I'm telling you, should be end with this, should not be identical, should not be using the trademark which is used by any other person. Now I just tell you one more point on the trademark. Now what happened? You applied the name and your activity fall under the class 27 of the trademark category, and you receive the objection from a department, and that trademark is registered in some other class. In that case, you should prepare a proper clarification letter, proper representation letter, mention the classes of the trademark, mention that your trademark, your activity, mention that your activity is falling under class this and the registered trademark is class this. Then definitely you will get that name, because as per law, if anyone having that trademark, you cannot get that word in that class, but in the different class you are allowed. मतलब कि आपने क्लास 27 का आपने अप्लाई किया है और किसी और का ट्रेडमार्क क्लास 26 में है, तो आपको ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं आना चाहिए. You should not be objectionable, but we should be aware about these things. Practically what happened, we received the resubmission or we thought कि no, we cannot get this name because there is a resubmission, but it is nothing like that. If you have received the resubmission, you must be aware if there is a resubmission, that is okay, but then you should do your proper research, that in which category this trademark is registered and in which category you have received, we can say, in which category this trademark is received and in which category you are applying for, because that differ a lot. Practically you should be aware कि आपकी class of category क्या है और जो आपने resubmission remark आया वो class of category क्या है. If both those are different categories, if those are, we can say, not the same category, then definitely you should not get any objection. Fourth question, the word and combination shall not be used in the name of the company, English or any language with the same meaning. Many times what happened, we use the word, English word to Hindi word to English word. Practically the meaning is same. Those are also not allowed because the meaning is getting same. Like I mentioned, the word or combination thereof shall not be used in the name of the company in English or any other language. Same meaning. Mean they are the two words and both are having the same meaning, but what is in English, what is in Hindi? One is English, one is Hindi. That is not a differentiate. So you will not get name. Definitely you require a proper representation, proper clarification why you should get that name. Next thing, there are some words A to U. These words are not allowed by the CRC unless you have taken the approval from the central government. Now the first question which came into mind of everyone, who is central government here? From whom we have to take approval? Whether we have to take approval from the ROC, whether we have to take approval from the RD, whether we have to take approval from the MCA, NCLT, to whom? Who is central government here for this provision? So I would like to say, for this provision, the central government means Ministry of Corporate Affairs. If you want to use any of these words in your name, first you require the approval from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Now, what is the process for application with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs? Like there is a nation word. For an example, you want to apply for the nation word in your name, and you require the approval of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. But my question is here, how to apply? What is the process to apply with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs? You want to apply with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs with this name. Which form you have to file? So I will let you know today the process of making an application of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs central government for using some specific word. Practically, you don't have to file any form with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs for using of this name. You have to prepare a one physical application. You have to mention the word which you want to use. You have to give a proper justification. I must say the detailed justification if you want this name, why you should get this name. If your justification will be strong, if your justification will be with the backing of document, then definitely Ministry of Corporate Affairs will allow you to use that name. Many times we have applied with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Many times we have filed our representation or our application with Ministry of Corporate Affairs. But I must say, maximum time we got the approval from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs for using some specific word. Because the thing is that it's nothing like it is difficult to get approval from the government on these words. But the difficulty is that we should have proper base for that. We should have proper backing of document for that. Our representation should convey our intention properly. Our justification should be properly, we can say, mentioned in the representation letter. So if you have prepared a proper application and you have submitted that application to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, you can submit physically at the office of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, or you can speed post it to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. I am able to discuss this provision. I am able to strongly answer this provision because many times we have made this application to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, or as I telling you, maximum time we have received the approval from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Because the practical thing is that government want to help us, but for that we should have the knowledge of the provision, we should have the knowledge of the case, we should have the knowledge how to represent it. So that's why I'm saying, even after this webinar, if any of you receive any question, any query, any resubmission remark for the names and all, you can contact to us. We will help you. And the help I'm telling you in the manner that I will let you know how to prepare the presentation letter. I will let you know how to represent this specific case so that you can get the approval. These are the words, including above. There is a question. What about the word India? If you want to use the word in India, if you want to use the word India in our name, what is the process for that? How we can apply for the name word India for our incorporation? Whether there is any specific guidelines, whether there is any specific, we can say, criteria for the capital for the India word, so I would like to say, first thing, India word is nowhere restricted. Name of the state is nowhere restricted under Companies Act, under guidelines of Rule 8. So Rule 8 is nowhere restricting to use the word India. Rule 8 is nowhere restricting to use the word the state. You can easily use, there is no capital criteria for that. Even you are incorporating the company with 1,000 rupees capital, still you are allowed to use the word India. Because there is a, we can say, perception in mind of many persons. If we want to use the India word, we should have a proper, we should have a limit of capital or nothing like that. India word is totally allowed to everyone. You can use India word very freely. India word ke liye koi restriction nahi hai, as I have mentioned here. As per condition number 4, it is clear that use of word India and the name of state Bharat in the name of company is not restricted, because from here A to Z, double even nowhere they have restricted the word India. Fifth precaution, a company can be incorporated with the name is earlier used in any other business constitution like sole proprietorship, partnership, or any other incorporated or unincorporated entity by the promoter. The applicant shall declare affirmative, negative that what they are using above the name. See, if you are using a name which is name of your earlier proprietorship firm, partnership firm, or LLPs, in that case you have to submit the NOCs and the proper documents of that proprietorship or firm or partnership firm. And if these names are not identical or trademark of any other person, you will definitely get your name. 6, use the name of foreign country. See, many times what happens, we want to use the name of the foreign country in the name. So as per the law, if the proposed name include name of any foreign country or any city in the foreign country, the same shall be allowed if applicant produce any proof of significance of business relation with such foreign country. Means you want to use the word Melbourne in your name. If nothing like it is not allowed, it is completely allowed, but you must have some business relationship with in that country. You must have memorandum of understanding with that country. So that thing is very important. Recently we applied our name which is using the name of one foreign country. In that case, we submitted our memorandum of understanding with one businessman in that country, one business in that country. On the basis of that, CRC has allowed our name. Next, commodity exchange. See, now Ministry of Corporate Affairs issued circular of use the word commodity exchange. Commodity exchange is allowed where no objection has been received from the departments. If you want to use the word like insurance, bank, stock exchange, venture capital, asset management, mutual fund, then you require the approval of the specific authority. Like for using the word insurance, you require the approval from the IRDA. If you are going to incorporate a company for the insurance company and you are applying the name, then attach a clarification letter. Once this name will be approved, you will go for the approval of this IRDA, IRBI, SEBI, MC. Until unless you will not get approval from them, you will not start any business. Name using the word like financing, leasing, cheat fund, investment, security. If the main business of the promoter company is financing, leasing, cheat fund, investment, security, and combination thereof, the name of the company should be indicative of the such related financial activity. So for that, agar aisa koi bhi word if you are using, you require the approval from the RBI. Like this point what I was discussing, if you are incorporating the Section 8 company, these words are mandatory should be there, like foundation, forum, association, federation, chamber, confederation, council, electoral trust, like this. These words should be there. In case of Nidhi company, Nidhi word should be there. And many times we have received a question whether the name of the company should mention the object. Is it mandatory to mention the object? So I must tell you, there was an amendment. Notification came on the 22nd January 2016. According to that, earlier before this amendment, name of the company should be in consonance with the principal object of the company. But after this amendment of the 26th January, 22nd, before 22nd January 2016, it was mandatory. Your name should mention your object. But they have made the amendment on the 26th January 2016. According to that, the name which is not in consonance with the principal object of the company. So effect kya hai? What are the effect of this amendment? No need of to reflect the object. It is not mandatory that our object should be mentioned in our name. Means you can apply for a name which is not having any object. If you are altering the object, it is not mandatory that you should alter the name of the company. These things you should be aware. These things we should be aware. Because if we will be aware about these things, now it will be very easy for us to apply for the name. So this thing is hope to clear everyone. अब मैं 2-3 points discuss करना चाहूँगा. Number 1, if you are using any such word which is required the approval of the central government, which is required approval of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, in that case you have to file a physical application with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. You should mention the reason why you should get this name. You should give all the document backing to them to give them support to give you that name. And the application to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs shall be filed in physical. It shall not be filed in the electronic form. And application to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs shall be submitted whether by physical presence at the Ministry of Corporate Affairs or by the speed post to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Second thing, if you are applying for the name for which you are receiving any objection like trademark objection, resemble objection, and this type of objection, in that case, it is nothing like every time they objected and you are not able to get this name. No, even they have objected, still you can get this name, still you can that name. It's nothing like that. Objection आया तो आपको name मिलेगा ही नहीं. Objection आया है तो भी आपको मिल सकता है. But you should be aware about the law. You should be aware about the concept. You should be totally aware about everything. So if you are aware about the law, if you are aware about the fact, I must say you can convince the authority, because authorities are not against us. They are with us. They are working for us. But the only thing is they want the law should be followed. They have their hands are, we can say, folded with the law. So if we are properly following the law, if we are properly working in the manner of law, no authority, no one is objecting our name. So we should be very clear is that no one is objecting our name, but we should follow the law, we should comply with the law. Now I will start to take up the queries, because I must say one more thing, whoever is present here, name approval guidelines में सबसे important है queries. Queries are very important here because queries person are discussing their practical exposure, so it will help all of you. So please don't go just listen all the queries which we are having here, because these queries may clear your doubt also. And again, I would like to say everyone, please subscribe this YouTube channel and share the link of this workshop with all your friends so that everyone can take the benefit of this workshop. So first query I'm taking. Karan, he is one of my good friend. He has asked me a question. Sir, is there any website for selection of the name of company? How to suggest name of to the client? See, Karan, first thing, as the MCA site has given the name search option, first I will suggest always to use that name search option, because for example, if you are searching a name and directly you find out yes there is an identical name, you will come to know you cannot get this name. So you can use the props and codes there, and then you can see, okay, this name is not already there, I can apply that. Then on the second phase, first check on the MCA website, then go on to the trademark site, check in which class your activity is falling, then check whether there is any trademark of the prefix you are using. So this process can help you, and you are in the regular touch with me, Karan. So anytime you receive any queries or any difficulty, you can contact to me also. Next question. Resubmission by MCA. Kindly clarify object of the proposed company to determine the exact class. Rectify the code as per object. Ensure that the objects are within the ambit of code. Yes. Now I tell you the reason of this query. Unlike this type of query, many times we don't understand. See, they have raised this query because we must have applied some name, and our name is not having any object, which is not mandatory. So how they will check what will be our object category in the trademark classes? So maybe whatever object we have mentioned in our Spice Plus part A, they are not able to understand that object. So I'll let you one thing. Just clarify your object to them. This is our object, and our object is falling under this NIC code, and our object is falling under this class of trademark. Then it will help them to understand which trademark class they have to check. If it will be available in that trademark class, you will get that name. Next question. Is the name of company clashes with the name of LLP? Definitely, sir. Name of companies are clashes with the name of LLP. So you have to make sure that there should not be any LLP also for that name. So vice versa is apply for the LLPs also. Guys, please subscribe the YouTube channel. And one more thing, as I can see already 100 persons are right now present here in this workshop. I just want to say one thing to everyone. It is nothing like that. I am here for all of you only on this online channel. Whenever you receive any queries in the working, you can WhatsApp me, you can drop me WhatsApp and discuss with me those queries. I will try my level best to help all of you, because I just want to help everyone. I just want this profession should grow. Next query. Sir, if possible, please have a webinar of technical issue of uploading form. Definitely a very good suggestion, Tusharji. I will definitely have a webinar on this thing. Next question. Someone asked process of withdrawal of approval of name. Shwetaji, this is also a good suggestion. I will do one thing, that it is a little lengthy process, withdrawal of name. So I will do one thing. Within a couple of days, I will upload one video of complete of this process. Please subscribe the channel, be on the channel, so you will get the notification of the video. Next question. Should parent company board resolution need to be apostille as part of Spice Part A? See, if you are incorporating the company as a subsidiary of a foreign company and using the name of the foreign company in India, in that case, the resolution passed by the foreign country should be apostille and notarized as per the guidelines of the Ministry of External Affairs. Next question. Someone mentioned, please share the format and sample clarification letter if resubmission rejection. So practically this clarification letter is varying from case to case. I cannot say it is same for all the cases. So if you have any specific case, you just drop me the WhatsApp message. I will try to help you in as per as my capability. Next question. Sir, in case subsidiary company incorporation, is it mandatory to get NOC parent company board resolution to be apostille? Yeah, I have already given this answer. Next question. They are not accepting the, but sir, they are not accepting that because in my case, trademark class is 7, but the CRC raised. Priya, as you have mentioned this query, that's why I'm saying what happened many times, like you said, your class of trademark was 7, they have given the objection of 11. At that time, you should prepare a proper representation letter mentioning all the facts, mentioning all the reasons. Then I can tell you, you will get that name. If you're having still that, you can drop me the WhatsApp message, I will discuss that. International word available. International word is allowed. There is no restriction to use the word international, global, India. Next question. Can we have word company and corporation in our company name? Company word definitely you can have. There is no issue to use the word the company and the corporation as per the rule 8A. Is it compulsory to add activity? No, it is not compulsory. It is totally your decision. You want to add the activity in the name, you can add. You don't want to add the activity name, you can leave it. So I can say 100% are present in this workshop. I would request to everyone, please like the video and subscribe the channel also. Next question. We are the part of WhatsApp Gyan group from where we get much valuable content on daily basis. Thank you so much for appreciating our WhatsApp group Gyan Gurukul. I would say to all of you, if you are not part of our WhatsApp group Gyan Gurukul, please drop me message on my WhatsApp number. I will add you in that group. As I am getting the appreciation for that group from everyone, we have already created 63 WhatsApp group. We will create more for the professional. You just drop me the message for sale. Next question. What is the procedure to reserve a name? Naveenji, we have already discussed the process of reserve of name in our first workshop. So I will suggest you to go through the video of the first workshop, which is already uploaded on our YouTube channel. Someone mentioned, please make a webinar. Karan has mentioned webinar on the new labor laws and its compliances. Karan, I will definitely try to have a webinar of the new labor law and its compliances. Now I'm just going to discuss some interesting questions. So please be with me for next 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not taking much time of you. Hope this question will help you also. First question, need to understand, kindly clarify object of the proposed company to determine the exact class of trademark. See, this query have received by many person. Clarify your object as per trademark class. So that's why I'm saying, why you are doing the lazy work? Why you just mentioning the object in the form and filing it? Attach a letter with your name that this is our object, this is under class this of the trademark, this is under class this, and I see this of the MCA rules. You will definitely get that name. Because क्या होता है, अगर हम properly किसी चीज को justify करते हैं तो सामने वाला भी वो चीज समझता है, हमें उसका as मिलता है, we can get approval of that name. Someone mentioned, can we apply same name of the foreign company name? Definitely, you can apply the same name of the foreign company name by using the word India in that name. Exact same you cannot apply. You can use the word India and apply the exact same name. Next question by Priya. Sir, I want to share my resubmission reply with you, which I have prepared. So write down the same whether I'm on the right way. Sure, Priya, just drop me the WhatsApp with that letter. I will let you know. I will try to help you. Next question. How we can successfully make payments could not. Many times what happened, we have made the payment and payment stuck. It's sure it will be updated in the 48 hours. So I will tell you one thing. 99% it update in the 48 hours. But you are in hurry to approval of the name, cancel that SRN. You will get the refund of the money and file the new form immediately. Next question. Can we reserve name for the company with special character? Special characters are not allowed by the ministry software, so you cannot use that. Next question. Will the proposed company do 2 or more business at the time of incorporation, like trading and packaging, hotel, restaurant, then how the business code in column? See, nowhere under Companies Act nowhere under Companies Act restricted to do more than one object. One company can do multiple objects, that is allowed. So in that case, if you are doing more than one activity, use any one code in your application, in your form as an NIC code, and other activity as a second, third, or fourth. That is allowed. Next question, is it possible to change of the company and keep the word as old name in the new name? Yes, yes. If you are changing the name and there is a one word, there is a prefix in the old name, you want to use that prefix in the new name, definitely you can use that. Next question. Hope this webinar is going useful for all of you. If it is useful, please mention in the chat box of the YouTube and the Zoom also. Can company apply stating word of which is same with the already existing company and having trademark in same class but with different activity than those companies? Okay. So next question. Can company align the word which is the same already existing company having trademark same color but different activity? Yes, as already said, if trademark is different, you can get that name. Next question. If we are reserving a name of the company and there is already applied objective opposed trademark, then also compulsory to attach NOC. If the trademark is objective opposed, then you don't require any NOC. But if it is only in applied, you require NOC. How to search name for company and guide the client regarding the proposed name? I have already discussed this. Next question. I want to change the name of the company. For this purpose, which form is filed? To change the name, to know the process of change of name, I will upload a complete new video to you. Definitely, I will upload a video for all of you to how to change the name to complete process. Next question. When we put NIC code according to the object of the company, but MC does not approve it and send it for the resubmission giving suggestion for NIC code. If we put code given by NIC for name approval, can we later change the NIC code? Practically, you can change the name NIC code only when you will change the object in future or otherwise at the time of resubmission. Can I get name which include the word India having the share capital 1 lakh? Yes, I already discussed this. There is no capital criteria to use the word India. Next question. If we are reserving the name of the company and there is already applied, this I have already taken. Why checking trademark? Do we need to check trademark in the each category industry specified? You just have to check the trademark in the class for which you are applying for. What is the solution if client demand the same name which is already existing? See, in that case, this answer is depend upon case to case, how you can justify your name. How is your name is different from another person? So I will suggest you just share the same thing with me on the WhatsApp. I will discuss with you how we can do something on that. What are the guidelines to get word India in the name of company? There is no guidelines, there is no restriction. You can use the word India anytime, anywhere. Is it mandatory to create new MCA login every time for incorporation of company? No. From a single MCA ID, you can incorporate 1,000 lakhs of company. There is no restriction. Now the last two more questions. Can we use registered trademark name in other than prefix of the proposed company name? No. Registered trademark you cannot use in your name until unless you are having the NOC. Next question. Can we use the name of the similar to of our company which have struck off? Should we attach same NOCC? As per the guidelines of the name, once a company struck off, you cannot use that name for the next 20 years. Then you have to make some modification and prepare a proper clarification letter. Then you may get that name. So definitely, guys, I would like to say, hope all the queries of yours has been resolved. And one more thing, please subscribe this channel. Please, after this webinar, if you are having any query on approval of the name, incorporation, any other point, please share with me on the WhatsApp, on my WhatsApp number 8130757966. Because it's we are trying to help this fraternity in any way. As much as we can do, we are to try to help everyone. And there are some more queries, 2 or 3 questions. I'm just taking that. Can I apply for a single with different object? If so, how should we mention all the activity? Yeah, see, if you are applying the name and you are having object more than one, in that case, first object, whatever your first object, second object, use the NIC code of the first object and mention all the object. That's not an issue. Next question. What is the procedure to be followed if the name selected would available to use? The process, how to check the name, we have already discussed in this webinar. If you have joined little late, you can see the video of this workshop. So guys, I would like to say one thing. Hope every query of yours has been clarified. Please like the video. Please subscribe the YouTube channel. And if you are not part of WhatsApp Gyan group, then drop me the message. If you are having any practical queries, please drop me the message on the WhatsApp. We will try to help all of you. Now we will plan our next workshop on the Saturday. We are thinking what topic we should have. So I would request to all of you, please share the topics on my WhatsApp number. So till today evening, we will finalize on which topic we will have a webinar on the Saturday. These days, we are trying to have at least 2 webinars every week so that every person can get the benefit from them. Hope you like this webinar. If you like this webinar, please click on the like and drop a message that you like the webinar in the chat.